Warning. The following podcast features terrible jokes, usually about board games. Like those jokes your dad tells that make you groan. Yeah, those kind of jokes. Accordingly, Boards and Swords and the producers must insist that no one attempt to recreate any joke performed on this podcast.
Watch very closely now. 3, 2, 1. Bzow! Check that out.
We want the fun. Gotta have that fun.
Is it okay if it's okay if like when the bread touches the fries?
Do I really want to just stand still and cast a lightning bolt? No, I want to avoid you and shove a lightning bolt at Chris.
I just crap my alien pants.
By the way, I just want to let you guys know.
You hate all of us, and we're fired.
I've released poison into the AC system. You all have about 5 minutes left to live.
So much news, like all this stuff to talk about.
No, there's been some stuff, but it was all boring.
You didn't go with C.
Well, you need to go with C.
And our friends, we combined.
You've told that story.
We combined. Have I told it on the podcast?
I'm pretty sure
you have.
Well, I'm telling it again.
Because I just realized as I was reading this that this game's already been done. They even made a show about it. It's called Yu-Gi-Oh! And go watch it.
This is Boards and Swords.
Thing. Back to that. There we go. Yay!
We're live.
Yay!
In person.
It's episode 200.
Episode 200.
Woo! That's because we have a peanut gallery now.
We do. We have audience participation. This is going to be so great.
I didn't want to lean over too much, so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to freehand mic this.
There you go. All right, yeah.
So, hey, welcome to Boards and Swords. This is a podcast where we feature bad jokes, good folks, and there's a bunch of games over there.
There's a pile of games over here.
That most of my friends are getting because they're the people they hear. Because everybody here's my friend, right? You listen to this podcast, you're my friend.
Exactly. Does that mean I'm not your friend?
That's true. You don't listen to the podcast. That's true. 200 episodes later.
Still haven't listened to a single episode.
Yeah. So, by the way, that's Chris Renshaw. That's Philip Herbig because you got to remember this is going in audio too.
It
so
is. That's right.
There are people that aren't in this room that are going to hear this.
That's right, and they've never heard this before. They might just pop up for episode 200 and say, "Hey, what's
Probably
going on
not,
here?"
but you know.
I mean, we gotta advertise, put a little banner out there, show a little leg, Chris. You know, get the people excited.
I did do that at Gen Con a little
Okay,
bit,
all right, gotcha.
but that was just because it was hot. It was like 90 degrees outside.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was hard not to. It was hard not to show a little leg.
I mean, you don't have to. You can show leg whenever you want, man. You're a grown adult. You can do that.
There's nothing special here. So, hey, I also was figuring it's not just the 200. I mean, this is basically might as well as good as any the 10-year the Chris and Phil show.
This is, wow.
Basically, in some form or another.
Chris has been putting up with my shit
For longer than that.
For longer
No.
than
Not. That's like 13, 14.
That's a long time. Yeah.
That's a longer relationship than with my wife. So yeah, by the way, time travel podcasting is fun. You should do it. Highly recommend it.
Okay.
I say that because we're here recording episode 200. Just a couple days ago, I finished editing 201, which has already been recorded, and that was me at Gen Con, and that's gonna go on the feed. If you're already listening to this, chances are it's probably on the feed already because it'll go up just as soon as this one does. Because we had that like month where we weren't recording
That's
because
right.
you know like the pot
Gen
the power
Con
went out and then there was Gen Con and
it's your fault. It's your fault.
Well, Gen Con wasn't her fault. That's true. That was weird. Going to Gen Con, that was like it was 3 years since I had last been to Gen Con.
Oh wow.
It felt like being out of shape.
Okay.
Which I was out of shape.
That's right.
So the just had the caveat that like not only did it feel physically out of shape, like there was also like the convention out of shape.
Round is a shape.
It's not a good shape.
It's the most convenient shape. Just lay down and have people like roll you across the dealer hall. You okay?
There was that. By the way, I have a new pet peeve when it comes to conventions.
All right.
And it's something that like I can contribute to, but there were so many content creators that were having cameras on tripods and then rolling them through the dealer hall.
Okay.
And I was like, pick your camera up. If I'm sitting here lugging around a tripod on my back, you can too.
Yeah, I could.
Because you got to imagine like those tripods are like taking up half the aisle.
Oh yeah, they take up more than a person.
I mean,
I'm just looking at the one we got our camera on, and that's
Yeah, it was wider than that and had wheels, so it was up higher.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
Put it on a what's monopod?
Mono-
Just the one,
Well, no,
the
I'm just
one
saying,
stick?
fold up the tripod when you're
Oh,
not
that
using
one.
it. I said the only time that's acceptable is if you're taking B-roll footage of you like walking through the center.
Drones.
Also, there were so many people like live streaming as they're walking through, like they've got their phone up, like this is me going to this booth and then this booth, and someone's like, "Why don't you do that?" And I'm like, "I don't wanna." That's the biggest deal is I don't wanna.
Camera drones. That's the answer to that.
Oh, just like set it to follow me the entire
just set
time.
it to follow you the entire time, and yeah, that would be get maybe half a dozen of them.
Yeah.
Just have them spread out across the place.
Okay. Before we get into news, I do have to say one more thing about Gen Con.
Uh-huh.
So I knew going ahead of time that I was going to be hitting up the BattleTech booth, and we were talking about a little bit of this before the show. And I know Mike over there is a big fan, or he was a fan at least of like lore and stuff, and used to play like, yeah, back in first edition. Yeah, before Jimmy was born. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go check out this because I was like, maybe I'll at least buy the core rulebook or something.
Gotcha.
So we get there and you look at the coupon book, and the coupon book has a $5 off Catalyst Games thing, or 50% off the starter box,
Okay.
which is like $60. So it's like at $30, 8 mechs.
Okay. So it's downstairs in the.
Yeah, it is.
It's on the table.
Oh, I spent like $140 at that booth. Yeah, I did, because I drug him into it. He spent like it got to the point because we realized because they sell these think like a booster pack for mechs. It's a
Okay.
little box. It says salvage, and you open it up. It's a random mech.
Oh.
Yay! It's $7. Well, remember how I said the coupon book had a $5 off coupon? You know how they give out those coupon books.
They,
So
you can
literally,
just walk up and grab a stack of them.
literally, it was every day when we got into the convention center. I'm gonna go grab a stack, and then I go to the Catalyst booth, and I'm getting a clan box or a salvage blind box for $5 or $2. To the point where even Heather was, Mike had Heather go get one. Well, that's because you also had people like, oh, I forgot to bring my coupon with me. Yeah.
Did you go with like different glasses and nose and mustache styles?
Oh yeah,
masks?
different masks.
Okay, that's right. Different.
Oh yeah,
masks.
that's the thing.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, that works.
I saw somebody with a clear mask, and I was like, how does that not fog up the entire? Like, it was just a clear plastic. Because that would just be fog if it were me.
I do appreciate the. I like the ones people have gotten like 3D scans of their face.
Yeah.
And made that into a.
That's
mask.
creepy though.
I think it's a hilarious idea.
There was somebody. So, I don't know if you've seen like back when the pandemic, like it was like 4 or 5 months after the pandemic, they started coming out with like the helmets that are fully enclosed.
Uh-huh.
There was somebody wearing that, and I'm like, if that had air conditioning in it, I'd definitely be wearing that. And then yeah, you saw like every form of like like Razer has one now, I
Uh-huh.
think.
It's
Somebody had that. It has
got
lights.
chroma and
Yeah.
everything inside of it. Yep. I've seen that.
Yeah, exactly. I can turn on the lights for this.
There we go.
All right, I think we can get to some news now.
Get some news.
I forgot you put your version on there.
It was the only one in the file.
Oh, that's right.
The only one in the.
I forgot
folder.
I put that on there. All right. Is everybody caught up on Stranger Things? No, I don't want to know there's motion in my carport. What happens when the Demogorgon doesn't get to the bathroom in time? He has an upside brown. Oh, by the way, I will say that one of the caveats of doing it live is if you think you can do better, there's a mic and there's prizes. So that's one of the giveaways is if you can make a better joke. So yeah, there's all that stuff over there. You just get free reign. That's why I had you pull the Spelljammer one out because I didn't want. That's coming later.
Come on, Dad. You got a better joke over there? Probably. Okay.
Probably not. Okay, so apparently Asmodee is teaming up with Netflix for new licensed games. They have a Squid Game now coming out. They had this at I know. They were selling it at Gen Con. All these stories were from before Gen Con. I just didn't feel like changing it.
Do you
Uh,
kill your friends?
Yeah, and there's a Ozark one and Stranger Things. Yeah, that's the joke. They'll launch as exclusives for Walmart, as if they needed it, which is really weird to say when you're standing in the middle of a game store going, "Hey, by the way, this is going to be a Walmart exclusive."
Yeah, that's okay.
But they said that they're coming later. They just didn't say specifics.
Gotcha.
Ozarks is going to be a territory control game where players try and influence locations, such as the Lickety Splits and the Missouri Bell. Oh, you get to compete to launder the most money by the end of the game. Isn't that just called American politics? Yeah, pretty much. Squid Game. Players manipulate 12 contestants competing to win. Oh, so you're like the game behind the Squid Game.
Okay.
Yeah, they will. You get to manipulate 12 contestants competing to win while trying to survive the show. Yeah. And then Stranger Things: Attack of the Mind Flayer is a social deduction game. Players form up into 2 teams and attempt to uncover which players have been influenced by the Mind Flayer. That sounds like the only decent one out of the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that from the title. Yeah,
That's what I was thinking too. It's a new werewolf.
Yeah. Well, that's what social deduction just means. Hey, look, new werewolf. All right. So I got a new side gig on an assembly line making tanks. The job is actually pretty riveting. So I only put this one in here because it was just weird. And that Steamforged Games, those are the people that made I think it's Guild Ball, and they did the Dark Souls board game and the Dark Souls RPG, and they did a bunch of other just about every video game board game that's come out, like Horizon Zero Dawn. There was like the Resident Evil 3 one, and they did a bunch of other stuff. But they acquired the property Rivet Wars, which was a little known CMON thing that came out like years ago.
I almost
When it was on clearance at the CMON Expo.
Yes, I almost got all of it.
Yeah, because you could have for like $2.
Yeah.
That was when they're like, please, for the love of God, just somebody buy this. But yeah, I mean, I don't blame CMON for selling it, but I'm just like, why would you buy it? No, because like anyone that wanted the game already got it.
Yeah.
But apparently the co-founder and COO of Steamforged Games was captivated by Rivet Wars on its original release. So it's a World War I inspired miniatures game on a board. So not like Warhammer over there, but like self-contained board game. But we want to develop the game in an exciting and unique direction that original fans will love, but also the capture imagination of new fans alike. Yeah. Anyways,
All right,
next
well,
story.
yeah, next story. This is great. This is great. We need to do this more often. More people.
You just like actually having someone respond to your sound effects. Maybe we can figure out why they're not working right. So for the next story, by the way, I wrote this beforehand, but the basement actually is a mess now. Like before, I was like, "Oh, the basement's such a mess." The basement actually is a mess. I decided to redo the studio again.
Okay,
Again. Well, I had the kiddo leaving, so there's more space now.
That's right. There's more room for activities.
But anyways, I was going through stuff, and I even found these huge sandworms down there. That's how bad it was. I tried to clear them out, but my wife yelled down and told me to stop making such a ruckus. That one took a while. I had to really think about that one. Thank you. Hey, come grab some. Go get. Like, I'm not kidding. Go grab something. Yay! Somebody's got to be first. Just anything on there.
Except for that one.
Hey. So, CMON, as if we needed another Dune game, because like, there's been like 5 of them announced already. There was there was the Dune Imperium. Then there was the remake of Dune for the Gale Force 9, and then there was the Dune detective game. There's a Dune detective game. Yeah, that's why I pointed. That's why I looked at Mike because I figured you might like that. And there's like 3 other Dune games that are out now. But now Simon jumping into the fray.
Gotta.
Dune War for Arrakis. So it's a different tagline.
Are they gonna make a mini of the worm?
I mean, it is Simon.
It
It'll be a
is?
stretch goal.
Okay.
It'll be like the last stretch goal.
Gotcha.
It'll also be like you have to get the $300 pledge to get like the sandworm will be like this big. But it's enlisted. So there's a very popular game on Board Game Geek called War of the Ring. It's an older Lord of the Rings game.
Okay.
That really kind of does more of the combat-y focused pieces of Tolkien. Okay, so y'all have played it. Is it any good? Okay, because you hear people talk about it. They're coming out with a card game version. I saw that. But the same designers are going to make Dune War for Arrakis, an asymmetrical war game. It pits Paul and Jessica of House Atreides with their Freeman allies against the forces of House Harkonnen and struggle, blah, 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 blah. It's Dune. It's a minis game of Dune. Yeah. Like, do I really need to read that's just the synopsis of Dune? It's producing the game under a sub-license with Gale Force 9. I wonder if that means Gale Force 9 has the board game license for Dune, and everybody else is just like, hey, by the way, can we get let me get some of that license. Further details though have not been announced. Release dates and MSRP. By the way, speaking of CMON, going back to Gen Con, you want to talk about a sad booth? That was a sad booth. There was so first of all, because it's all Asmodee. It's a part of the Asmodee booth. Yep. But like half of this was you'll hear about this in the Gen Con episode, but half of it, well, you won't, but because he doesn't watch his own show. A lot of the retailers were dealing with shipping issues where like you would go to a booth and be like, hey, can I order this? And I'm like, it hasn't shown up yet. It might be here tomorrow. Okay. Like there was just so many shipping errors. Like the Starbase stuff. It took me like 3 days of going to their booth and asking. I think the guy recognized me by the end of it.
He was like, here.
So that was part of it, and also some of Simon's popular stuff like Marvel United and Marvel Zombies was over at the Spin Master booth because it's like a joint thing, and
Gotcha,
so
that
booth
sense.
was like packed to the gills. But like Simon had like a couple of games in development, so it was like very sparse.
How was the? Well, no, because it's under the Asmodee umbrella. I was gonna say, how was the Fantasy Flight booth?
It was just the demo space.
Just the demo space?
They didn't even have so normally Fantasy Flight has their own like selling space.
Uh-huh.
They didn't have like any dedicated Asmodee selling space. They just used because they own Miniature Market now. So they used the Miniature Market booth, which was the size of like these tables right here. It was tiny and it had nothing. It was bad. Like you could tell they were there just to demo stuff, and it was like, bring some stuff out of the warehouse.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, Dune board game. What was that? Dune
War for
Simon.
Arrakis.
Yeah, Kickstarter probably. Did you know you can use Hot Wheels cars when you need to make a saving throw in D&D? Every car is die-cast.
Got him!
So, I don't know what to make of this, but it is kind of interesting. Roll20 and One Bookshelf is merging into one company. And you might be like, what the hell is One Bookshelf?
Yeah.
You ever heard of DriveThruRPG?
Okay.
Same company.
Gotcha.
So Roll20 and the most popular source of like PDFs of
Quick, yeah. Just,
like the most popular store are now the same company. So DriveThru20? No, that doesn't sound right.
that's got a different, yeah.
So yeah, they're going to create cross-platform support for digital content and eventually synchronize the two companies' content libraries. Which is that's what I need because I've bought so many books across like I've bought the same book on like 3 different platforms before just because I'm like this one sucks. I'm going to use a different one.
Let's not go to that Denny's. Let's go to the good Denny's.
Yeah, exactly. Our mission from the get-go has always been able to make it easier for publishers and creators to reach a wider audience of role-playing fans. By combining forces for Roll20, blah, 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 blah. You're going to have all your stuff in the same place. I mean, sounds great. Yeah, kind of.
Steam for RPGs.
Except for now you can play it too.
So when
I mean, thus the Steam part. Yes, I get it.
when do you think Wizards is going to buy this and then just incorporate the D&D Beyond?
Well, they already do have a thing on DriveThru. That's the Dungeon Masters Guild. So they do have their own like section of stuff on there. Also, never, because that sounds like a great idea. Therefore, Wizards will never do it. Like, you can't buy a PDF of these books. You have to like buy it in their app.
You have to buy it in the app and use the drop-down menus for character creation and all that stuff.
All right. One more.
One more.
So one more. Sorry. So the German Game of the Year was announced. Announcement was kind of hard to watch. It was this big long spiel. So the Spiel des Jahres winners were announced, and the Kenner Spiel. These are the German Game of the Year and Enthusiast Game of the Year. So Cascadia won the Spiel, which was no surprise to anyone because it was literally all anyone in the board game space could talk about for like 9 months.
Okay.
So it won the Spiel, and then the Kenner Spiel went to Living Forest, which is a game I don't think anyone had ever heard of, at least not in the Americas.
I don't think. Yeah.
In Germany, it was probably all the rage.
Just reading published by Pegasus Spiel.
Yeah.
So that would.
I was actually really surprised Dune Imperium didn't win that one because it was such a big hit. Like
Yeah,
it was talked about as much as Cascadia was when it came out. So those are your games of the year.
Well, don't forget about the Kinderspiel.
Oh yes, it went to Zaubergerg. Oh, it's published as the Magic Mountain in the U.S. There we go. Last month, so just now you can get the game of the German Game of the Year.
There we go.
Which, keep in mind, that's why some of these games, like, wait, those games have been out forever. It just got released in Germany. That's why it's eligible for the award. So there's your that's your news. Them some breaks.
And that's the way the news goes.
That's the way the news goes. So Philip,
So Chris,
tell me about the games you haven't been playing.
the games I have not been playing.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I have not been playing Star Trek Ascendancy. Haven't been playing that at all. What else have I not been playing?
Did you ever get all that? Didn't you get? You were talking about you got new Ranger stuff.
I did a couple days ago. The Time Force and it's the Time Force expansion and the Merciless Minions expansion showed up for the Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid game. I'm really just in collection mode on that game right now. If they're gonna put a Kickstarter out there, and I'm gonna just back it.
I think a new one's coming out because there's all that the Zordon Dice Tower.
That's right, with the Zordon Dice Tower, that's gonna look kind of cool.
What was there was something else you needed me to get? There was a pack, Santa something.
Oh yeah, that's been out for like a couple years.
But you don't have it?
I don't have it.
What the hell, man?
It hasn't been as an add-on to any of the Kickstarters.
So a product came out that had the words Power Rangers on it.
Yes.
And you didn't buy it.
I didn't want to pay shipping.
Don't you pay shipping on the Kickstarters?
Well, yeah, but you can just lump everything in under one shipping cost.
Okay, how much was the shipping cost?
It was.
This isn't Simon. It's not like it was going to be $50 in shipping.
No, it wasn't. It was going to be like $10.
Okay.
On a $20 game.
That's not bad.
That's half the cost
That's
of the
not bad.
game.
To have a Santa mini though?
Well,
that's
yeah.
badass.
Yes, that's Santa. It was gonna
Why
be
not?
like the size of the King Domino box over there.
That is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's because shipping's expensive.
Shipping is expensive.
I would just buy a bunch of other stuff.
If I can lump it in with.
Do they have free shipping? Do they have a free shipping limit?
They don't, but I think they max out at like $15 on the big.
Well, it
stuff
sounds
they
like
have.
you just weren't doing it properly.
It's because they haven't. They keep releasing like 2 boxes.
All I'm hearing are excuses.
Hey, I don't hear you being like, "Hey, Philip, let's pull all that Power Ranger stuff out of your storage unit."
Didn't I literally say that, like, hey, when we play board games, like, we could bring the Power Rangers game and play that?
You just did just now.
I swear I said that to you like a week ago.
I was drunk.
No, you weren't.
You can't prove that. I don't
Okay.
remember, but we can pull all the stuff out of storage.
Yeah, but then you got to know how to play again, and not like last time where you open all the boxes and be like,
yeah, and then get analysis paralysis.
eh.
This is not fun at all. Let's pull out the base box.
I was hearing that too. They can't hear you through the speaker.
You can't hear me through the speaker. Okay.
That's because you notice I have the microphone
Well,
to my
yeah.
mouth.
I noticed that, but I'm watching that. That bar is working, so that I'm okay with.
Philip, they can't hear you.
That's probably for the best. Up to 6.
Why?
Huh?
There aren't 6 Rangers on a team.
There are
5?
6 Rangers on a team.
Oh, that's true. That's true. The original one.
There's 6 Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even on the there. So going.
No, I'm sorry. You're doing it wrong. It's Dragonzord, Mastodon, Pterodactyl, Triceratops, Saber-tooth Tiger, Tyrannosaurus. That's how you count Power Rangers. Philip, I think we won a prize.
We won a prize. Woo!
I was trying to wait to see. I was trying to get
There's
Rebecca's
even-
attention. But
There are entire like TikTok categories dedicated to Power Rangers and lore and all this stuff. And technically,
oh god,
yeah,
oh god.
technically, any ranger that pops up as not part of the core group qualifies as 6th ranger.
Oh yeah.
Even
I've seen TikToks on this.
Yeah, even though in
So
Dino-
even if there's only like 3 core Rangers,
Yeah.
and there's like a next one,
Well, 'cause
that's
like-
the 6th Ranger.
'cause like in Dino Thunder,
Yeah.
there was 4, and then he was the 5th, but they called him the 6th.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, you gotta have. Yeah. I've actually thought about just going to iTunes and getting all of the theme songs, and just like, yep, add them to the playlist. Let's go. Just gotta, as I'm driving to work for an hour every day, gotta have something to hype me up.
Have you seen where? So, I'm assuming it's from Stranger Things, but there's that
The
sound,
Chrissy wake up.
the Chrissy wake up thing.
And
Have
he-
you seen where they auto tune it to the Power Rangers theme song?
I love it. It's so great. We got to get you on TikTok, Mike. It's no. It's
Hey,
it
my
is-
father-in-law is on TikTok. If he could be on TikTok, you can be on TikTok.
There are.
I found that out this week, and I thought that was hilarious.
There
Ashley-
are,
Ashley's
there
that-
are interesting. Like there's a bunch.
No,
Bill
no,
Nye
no,
the
hold on.
Science Guy, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Gordon Ramsay. Like there's a whole bunch of big celeb.
No. Let's go back to the fact that I found out that Ashley's dad is on TikTok.
Okay.
I find this immensely hilarious because that guy barely knows how to use his phone.
Well, you just got to put the shortcut on the home screen. And
No, he just watches. That would be hilarious. I would go
Oh,
I would go TikTok viral because I would capture that and I would post it.
If we could get him ghost riding the whip, we're gonna make it a thing, okay? Oh man, that would be so great.
Yeah.
Do we want to ghost ride the whip or teen wolf the whip? Which one do you want to do?
All right, you've clearly been on TikTok a little bit more than I have.
Oh, Jacques the Whipper? Yes, he is so great. Hey, it's if
Well, no. You got to remember though, this isn't just a TikTok because he watches TikTok, but it's Instagram Reels.
yeah, they're the same thing.
And you know me, I'm on all of them, which is how I know the difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Program.
My stories. Which no, not Instagram stories.
Not Instagram story. Which TikTok now
That's a
has
different thing.
stories, which is pointless.
Yeah. All right. While I'm waiting to see if Rebecca comes around again, let's give away something.
All right, we're giving away something. What are we giving away? What is the qualifier for giving it away?
Well, see, the problem is that like some of these things that the people in the room have played, so it's
Okay.
like I don't know if I necessarily want to give away that. Let's do the Rime of the Frost Maiden,
Rime of
the book up there. It's the one that's. I literally picked the one that was right in front of you. What the hell? Grab the dice too. Let's make it a package deal. That one's on the far end.
The what game, Jimmy?
What did you say?
Okay, here. Give it here. Give it here. All right. So here we have. Oh,
Is that a different type of Squid Game?
that's probably a different type of Squid Game, and it's got an appropriate title. It's got the appropriate title of Fear, the Sperm Game.
Well, I think we threw family friendly out the window.
You have me on this show. We haven't been family friendly in 10 years.
PG-13 can still be family friendly
It
nowadays.
It can be.
That's true.
You get one.
That's true. We get
you
one.
get one F-bomb. You get one F-bomb. So fart all of y'all.
Did you at least show it to the camera so the people
I
in?
did.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna do it again. Bam.
Oh, that was actually
So
pretty
it's
good.
clear.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Yeah.
All right. So, yeah. So this is Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden. It came out in 2019, I think. 2000 or 2020.
Is that an owl bear or an owl ram?
It is an owlbear.
With ram horns.
So this is a D&D adventure. I believe it goes one.
Owlbear ram? Man,
one-
bear, pig.
1 to 10, 1 to 12 on the. It doesn't. It's a special edition. It's
That's
not
right,
going to say on the
special
back.
edition, so it's got nice
Yeah, it's a nice fancy one
nice fancy cover.
because I keep the regular ones. I give away the fancy. What are you doing? Is it dripping?
I got dripped on.
Yeah.
I got
It tends to drip.
condensated on.
No, that was probably actual water.
I got condensated on.
So yeah, somebody's gonna get dice in a D&D book.
Dice and a D&D book.
I really hope this is picking up some of that.
Oh, God, we should have turned that mic that way.
Yeah, probably.
Oh man, this is great. So for those of you on the audio
Mike,
version,
your neck's as red as some of my relatives.
for those of you on the audio version, and for those of you on
On the video,
version,
the video's pointed at us.
because we should have had a second camera just pointed at the gallery.
That requires
we
hiring people.
Almost kill Mike.
Yeah, we did. So,
Mike's got a pain in his chest and he can't breathe.
however, nobody gets nothing for free.
That's right.
You got to make a D&D pun to get it on mic. You got to come up and say something on mic. D&D pun. It can be related to the book. It has to be at least D&D related. It can be related to the book or not. So funny story about that. So, you know how that is a prime example, talking about Dr. Anus.
Yeah.
That's a prime example of how I suck at naming things.
Okay.
So I realized, do you remember Tangled in the Slipstring?
Yes.
I got to come up with a new name for that.
All right.
Because shorten that.
Tangled on the slip.
No, in.
Tangled in the slipstream. Oh yeah.
That's,
Tits.
yeah. Heather, are you coming up? I was just telling time. Are you going to sing it? Yes, I want you to.
Yes.
Who doesn't want to hear her sing about owlbears?
All right.
You don't have to do it long. Unless you want to.
I'll be brief.
That's what she said.
Womp womp.
Oh, that's should we, by the way, while you're up here, should we tell the
Yeah.
story about when I was fixing my glasses
Sure, yeah.
and how, so my glasses broke while I was in downtown, and of course it was on the weekend when none of the eye doctors are open.
All right, I got you.
But I managed to find a Dollar General and get it packed. So this was Sunday of Gen Con, where everything's over, and we decided to go for a little walk to a bar, World of Beer. Is that what it was?
Yeah,
It was a
World of
great
Beer.
place. Like, we went in there thinking, it's a bar. It's going to serve bar food. We're mainly there to get drinks.
Gotcha.
They had amazing food. And it wasn't
Tots.
just that we were
Tots.
hungry.
Tots.
Yeah.
Really crispy tots.
I don't even remember what I had. I just remember it was good.
You had tacos.
That's right. The street
Yeah, you had
tacos.
street tacos.
Oh, it was so good.
Nice.
Anyways, so I'm having to I'm putting together my glasses without my glasses on. So I'm messing with that. And Heather, what did you say?
Oh God, I don't even remember. I'm sure it was bad.
Heather goes to
Enlighten
me
me,
and
Chris.
says, "Would you like me to take care of that? I have experience in dealing with little things."
Chris, you're gonna say that with my husband right there. That's terrible.
To which case, I look up and look directly at Mike, and he's just like, "Shut up."
Maybe I should sing that song now and redeem myself.
You want to clarify with what your job actually is?
So I'm an archaeological conservator. I basically do hands-on preservation work of archaeological finds, sometimes straight from the site, and sometimes very, very, very tiny, tiny, tiny things like pins. I kid you not, like teeny tiny copper alloy pins. So extremely, extremely fine-tuned work.
Okay, now you can sing about owlbears.
Okay, so I didn't write this song. A nice man called Dan the Bard did.
Oh, okay, plagiarism. Cool.
Yeah,
That's-
so he's like at Gen Con every year. If you go, you should go and see him. He's super nice. Have you hugged an owlbear today? Has an owlbear hugged you? Have you felt its beak and its fur-feathered arms as it rips your body in two?
This show just got 10 times better.
It did. This is great.
There you go.
There we go.
Yay, thank you. Thanks, guys.
I mean, I can always edit those out. Okay, let's do something else.
All right. We can do another giveaway. What
Yeah.
do we want to do?
Grab one of the adventure games. Unless you got something else.
I was thinking we got the Halloween Town, Nightmare Before Christmas.
That works. Is that only because it was right in front of you?
Really, because it was right in front of me. So we got Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas Funkoverse strategy game.
They sent me this to review, but I know nothing about. I've actually never seen The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Get out.
I just don't want. I don't care. There's so much to watch. Like,
There's
so I'm promoting it by giving it to somebody.
there we go. Yeah.
I didn't ask for it. They just sent it, so I feel like it's fair game. You don't have to sing.
You don't have to sing. No.
You don't even have to tell a burton of jokes. See, I was bringing the bar back down. I was bringing the bar down for you.
There we go. Yeah.
See that? By the way, that's the key to getting when you're interviewing people at Gen Con, and you're like, "Oh, by the way, on the spot, I'm going to make you tell a bad joke." Give them one at first, and then if they they still feel weird about it, but then they're like, "Oh, I'm not the only one embarrassing myself."
There we go. Exactly. Yeah. So what do we need? We need something Christmas or Halloween related,
Or Funko related.
or Funko related.
The game really pops. I'm just gonna keep saying stuff until somebody else comes up with something.
Up and says, "All right, Corey."
Hello, everyone. I'm Corey.
Hi.
This is a nightmare, and Chris must stop. Yes. Okay.
That was good enough. See, we're not gamifying this at all. You should have let her get something, and then you could trade.
That's right. Corey, have you gotten more tattoos? Okay, gotcha. In like 3 years? Yeah. Oh, you're so. Oh, nice.
This is true. I have to note that we've been going off on tangents here, but that's because like our entire D&D group is here, minus John. If John was here, I was saying we just skip the podcast and just start playing D&D.
Start playing D&D, yeah, exactly.
But it's like the first time in like 3 years. Two,
We've
3
all
years?
been in the
Yeah.
same room at the
We're
exact
going
same
on
time.
we were going on year 3.
Yeah,
I was gonna say you literally just saw them 3 weeks ago, but I forgot the lights were out.
that's right. The lights were out. I look. It was for the best. I look better in the dark. Everyone agrees on that. She's the reason the power went out.
Apparently.
The guiltiest conscience speaks the loudest.
That's
Sandy,
true.
Okay.
That's true. I didn't say anything until. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you work in a hospital? Isn't that a bad thing if they lose power?
They
Oh,
have
that's right.
backup generators.
They do have backup generators for the morgue.
Well, yeah, because once dead bodies start to smell, you can't get that out.
Get that out, man. You got.
Febreze doesn't work on corpses. Put that on a shirt. Febreze doesn't work on corpses. Chris Renshaw.
Did you want to run?
Yeah, I was gonna. I'll go get her.
Okay,
Because,
all right.
like I said, I can edit this out.
That's right. You can edit this out.
You want to sing a song?
Yeah. There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a Valiant. What? Oh, this is a Fable game from Stronghold Games. Okay. Add to that to what you will. Let's see. No. That would have worked though. Warning. Warning, choking hazard, small parts. There we go. 2 to 5 players, 15 minutes.
We were making jokes because this game does not look family friendly if you think about it in a different way. Yes, there is that. So this is Rebecca. She is the owner of this fine establishment.
Both
And-
of them.
If she's looking frazzled, it's because she's having to deal with us.
I've been listening.
Okay. Well, that's what say. That's why. So I want to talk to you a couple of things. So first of all, congrats on the bistro. That. I don't know how nice it is to when I'm here on Saturdays all day playing miniatures to be like, ah, man, I need to get food. Let me just go to the counter real quick. Of course, now I don't even have to do that and just pull out my phone and just put in an order through there. Well, that's
it.
the website, right?
Yeah, it's bardsbistro.com.
Okay.
Through the website. There are a couple of things that are not on the website that you can get here.
Right. Is that like this when the stuff up like the display area?
Smoothies are not on the website.
Oh, okay.
Things that we wouldn't want to make and leave sitting there while we wait for somebody to come pick it up.
You know there's a menu with pictures on it, right? I saw you go, ooh, smoothies. It's right there. I wasn't looking at you. I was looking at him.
Yeah, we do a strawberry and we do a
It's really
an
good, by the
orange
way.
creamsicle.
That's new. I did not know about that.
It's new.
So how has that been? Because I know that's been a hassle. Because you were trying originally to open it. What was it, like September last year?
Originally, it was supposed to be 2020. I had the lease in my hand at the beginning of March of 2020.
Nice.
And I drug my feet just like a few days, and in those few
For
days,
the better?
in those few days, the world collapsed. Yeah, I had a realtor helping me, and they were like, "Come look at this other location. Maybe it'll work." And in the period of time when I went to look at the other, I remember shaking hands with the guy at the other location and saying, "In a couple of weeks, we're not going to be able to shake hands." And lo and
You were
behold.
right. Speaking of which, I will say, I was very surprised because that was like the ongoing story for 2020. Is we heard so many small businesses die, like especially you go to we were just at Gen Con and downtown Indy is like devastated. Like there's so many buildings that like restaurants that you go to that are closed.
Yeah, it was very touch and go for a while. I started up a Patreon subscription. Just like the community pitched in, literally helped me pay my employees for the 2 months that we were shut down. Like there was a time period where before all of the assistance and everything kicked in, that it was just like I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I had no idea. I had no idea how I was gonna pay the rent or how to pay people and pay the utilities. So luckily I had a strong community behind me. And we made it through. We barely made it through.
I can imagine, especially considering, like, I mean, at least beforehand, I know a lot of events and stuff is what the store was
we
kind of.
We were very event driven. I know it's kind of hard to explain it now, but I remodeled the whole store.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I literally just got out of Hammer and started smashing things. I was just frustrated. I tore down walls. I tore up all the flooring and redid the flooring and everything. And I think a lot of businesses that did stay and make it through, they did the same thing. I noticed. Some of them just shut down, and some of them, the ones that shut down, just they were gone. The ones that stayed got better. So
yeah,
we went very heavy into retail because we had to, because events weren't a thing.
And I'm assuming, was that like an instant turnaround, or did that still just even?
It wasn't an instant turnaround. I was a little bit fortunate because I had I'd switched over my point of sale system, and I got a website. It was a website that came with it. We use Binder POS, which I don't know if you follow like news and all of that, but Binder POS, TCG Player just merged with Binder POS and Channel Fireball, so they're all going to be one entity.
I do know those.
Moving forward. So I just happened to, the fortunes were in my favor that year, I guess. But I just happened to sign on with the one point of sale system company that ended up growing.
Right.
And I had my website. I had set it all up in November of 2019. I spent like 2 months on my couch entering data, and I got my website all set up. And then when 2020, when everything happened, I was like about to test it anyway, and I'm like, well, here's the test.
Yeah.
And I flipped the switch, and everything worked fine. And there were a couple of kinks that I had to work out, and then the whole Pokemon craze kicked in.
Yes.
And we had a huge stock of Pokemon cards, so that helped out a lot too. And we also had accounts with all of the Pokemon distributors because we had a really big Pokemon league going into all of that. So yeah, it worked out.
Can we talk about that, the Pokemon thing? How was that? Because that just kind of came out of nowhere.
Kind of annoying.
Really?
Yes. Because it's like people from all over the world wanting the things that we have, and they would buy them, and then if they found a better price somewhere else, they would cancel their orders.
Oh.
And when you cancel an order with a store, the store pays the credit card fees.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know that or not.
No.
But don't buy things from small businesses and then cancel, because it really hurts them unless you really don't like them.
Note to self.
Yeah. Because that 2.75%, it comes out of the store's pocket.
Did you have like regular Pokemon players annoyed of like not being able to get stuff because stuff would just sell out?
Yeah, a little bit. There were a couple of sets. We did something where we have pre-orders that are only open to people that are local, to try to get at least some product in everybody's hands. And for a lot of it, we didn't sell it all online. So, but then we would see the local people started opening up like their YouTube channels and stuff, and they were reselling things, and it was a bit annoying. Yeah. The
but it helped. Like the money flow kept us going.
Especially given that time frame. Yeah.
A lot of the companies sort of imploded. Like they couldn't get their warehouses straight.
Right.
Games Workshop was a mess. Wizards was a mess. You know, like everything. It just we had to do everything we could.
That always boggled me because like on the YouTubers and stuff that were starting that, it was all like Gen 1 stuff, like the first edition kind of stuff. But then people got crazed about like, well, we need to buy everything because in 20 years, this might be worth something.
Yeah, we were selling things that like packs that we couldn't give away. We were literally giving them away for League for free beforehand, and we were selling them for like $30 a pack when it all happened, like Origins, that kind of, like stuff that people didn't want.
Right.
It wasn't playable because everything was played before. You know, it was all tournaments. It was all, you know, people having fun with the cards, and then it went from fun to collectors, which collectors are fine, you know, but I like the community. I like having people in here. I like seeing kids light up when they realize that this is how this game works, and I just won.
Yeah. Now, I will say, because I know you've done a lot on the website. How much do you? Because you do ship stuff, right?
Yeah, we ship.
Now, how much of that do you usually get for like people out of like this area?
So a lot of it we get to California.
Yeah.
Because we're in California, Maryland.
Yeah.
And somehow the internet doesn't understand. So we get a whole lot of shipping to California because search results, you know. That's probably our second most shipped to state.
I understand the pain because I had a box of RPG stuff get sent to me as a reviewer from England, and I watched the tracking label on it, and it pinged between like all over the entire country before it came to me, and it looked like it had been run over.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the same reason. So now, like when I say people, I'm like city of California, state Maryland.
Yeah, it's confusing, but we deal with it.
So, and then now we've got the bistro here, and so that's been going since, was it May?
Yeah, we opened towards the end of May. It's been a grand experiment. It is a tough business, and I'm trying to. I'm not like an expert at cooking, but I like food, and I like food that's made from, you know, like actual ingredients, and that's what we're trying to do is make things from base ingredients instead of just, you know, buying something frozen and dropping it in a fryer. So hopefully it's good. Hopefully everybody's enjoying it. We need more people to come eat.
Yeah,
I gotta say, your man here upsold me today on the mac and cheese. They had. I was literally just gonna get some chicken strips because they're great. I love them. So that was literally what I went over there to get. And then I'm like, oh, do you want? I was like, yeah. He's like, you. Well, first, things got weird at first because he started offering like back rubs and stuff, and you think I'm joking, but I'm not. That's why he's laughing. You can't make this up. But then he was like, "Oh, we got these bread rolls here, and that we're selling off." And it was like, "Oh, I'll put you the mac and cheese in the bread bowl." And I was like, "That does sound kind of good." But it's like I'm sitting there thinking like, that's just all carbs though. Like he was telling me about all the layers of cheese he's putting in. I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I need some sort of protein. Can we put like bacon or something on it? He's like, done. Okay.
But you can put the chicken strips on it too.
Did you hear this?
What's that?
She said she could put the chicken strips on the mac and cheese.
I am never going to be a skinny man. Ever.
That's true, because you get the mac and cheese as a side, right?
You can have it as a side, yeah. You can add whatever you want. We can do anything. Like we have unlimited power to make food.
So you just hit that special order option in there. I saw that. I was like, that's very generic. Here, I'll let you come grab something from the table over here because that was delicious.
There we go. Come get a prize. Come get it. The chef gets a prize.
That just gives you an excuse. All right, fine. whatever. Pick something.
Take your time, no rush.
Gotta take some. Oh, hang on. Sorry. This is hidden. There we go.
It's family friendly.
You joke, but they actually do have like it teaches you how to play when you open it up. Like that was why
Yeah, my 5-year-old is the little boss.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, she calls all the people that cookers, and they're her cookers, and they all call her boss. She walks in, and whatever she wants, she gets. It's adorable.
Yeah, just a badge. Speaking of which, he talked about the puzzles and stuff. That was something new that happened through 2020 because like everybody started doing puzzles, and you had some before.
I have an account with Eurographics, and they make really nice puzzles. And I had some stock going into the pandemic, and then I was able to reorder from them because I already had them as a distributor. And I don't know how closely you followed things, but last year Ravensburger, they had sort of an implosion towards going into Christmas, and they cut off orders in I think August. And most people aren't thinking about ordering their Christmas stock in August. So
Walmart is.
I had
Hobby Lobby is.
Hobby Lobby is too. Yeah.
When I heard about Ravensburger cutting off, I got a huge order of puzzles in so that I could have stock throughout Christmas.
But there's also the squishables too. Like when you say like you expanded your stock, like it wasn't just the board games and the minis.
Trying to. I mean, there's no toy stores in this area
Right.
anymore. And like I'm trying to appeal to the masses a little bit more, especially now that I have the restaurant. It's kind of get some looky-loos. What is in there?
Yeah. Do you have enough? Because like from the people that I've seen in there, it's been a lot of like people that were already here, and they're just like, oh well, now we can go get food. Have you had a lot of?
Good mix. Yeah, it's a pretty good mix. And they're feeding each other. There's always room for improvement. I think now that we have our alcohol stuff too, it's bringing more people.
That tend to helps.
Yeah, we have some beers. I'm doing a cocktail menu, working on that right now. Got some cool like
is it gonna be like
D&D
health potions and stuff?
Potions
Nice.
And we're gonna do a bottled breath that it's gonna have like an actual smoked drink. It's gonna have smoke coming out of it. Yeah. No, we're gonna have a lot of fun with the mixed drinks too, and I'm about to expand the menu. That was something that I was expecting to do it in like the July time frame, but running a restaurant is hard.
You don't say.
And I have never done it before, and I'm not particularly good at it, but I'm learning. I'm getting better, and so we're expanding the menu. I'm hoping to get it all up and running and released on Friday. That's my goal.
Wow.
We'll see.
That was a lot sooner than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I was expecting like, in the next couple months.
I mean, I would have.
Friday.
It was supposed to be like a couple of weeks ago, and I'm sure you've seen all of my posts about the Dragon Boat Festival that just happened this past weekend. I got very involved in that. I am very involved in that because I'm on like the planning committee and everything. So that really sucked up all of my time for like 3 straight weeks, and my menu kind of fell to the wayside. But now I'm free. I don't have that anymore. I could do menu things. I could do cocktails. You saw me back here merchandising things. All the free time in the world now.
I got there was all the fronting kind of thing.
Yeah.
I caught her back there when I was like, oh, we're ready.
There's a real art to merchandising. Not everybody can do it.
That's another thing. The kids games. That's also been a huge area because I like everybody in their homes with their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know I have so many friends because my age.
The things that blew up during the pandemic.
Yeah.
2-player games. We sold every 2-player game we had. Puzzles. Kids games really went like we expanded the kids section a lot this past October, November, because we did Toys for Tots. And Haba did like a special thing with Toys for Tots where if you buy one game, you could buy a second game for half price to put in the Toys for Tots bin. So we got a whole bunch of games with that. But yeah, kids games have been really popular.
Yeah, I said it a couple weeks ago, but I introduced my 2-year-old nephew to his first board game. I bought one of the my very first.
Yeah, my very first.
That's
game
it's literally just like, hey, put this in this slot. Like, yay!
Sounds like hungry as a bear.
It was one of them. I don't remember the exact
one. There's a
one.
couple that are similar. But
Yeah.
Haba does a great they do a great job with kids games in general. And they're kind of fun for adults too. Like my daughter plays them. Like she's 5 and she plays them all.
They're great drunk games. I will tell you that.
Oh, I can imagine.
Haba games are great bar games.
The best drunk game is the Click Clack Lumberjack.
That one I've not played, but I have heard.
Yeah, it is the absolute best drunk game. It's like a tree trunk, and you build it, and you hit it with an axe, and like little pieces.
Oh
fall off,
yes.
And little pieces fall off, and I mean, it was just absolutely hilarious to see people play drunk.
Like I got to play Go Cuckoo, the one where you're removing the pieces of sticks and you don't want the eggs to fall through.
Yes.
That was a 2 a.m. at 2 a.m. at Origins playing that drunk.
I want to say the Click Clack Lumberjack was originally German, and then they
That makes
made
sense.
a new box for it. You get
Because
Haba's
Haba's a German company, I think.
It's not a Haba game. That one's one of the ones that's not a Haba game.
Anybody got questions? Anything? Okay. Yay!
I will depart and leave you to your thing.
Well, I don't think we actually told everyone where we are. We talked about Bard's Bistro.
That's true.
That's right.
HighTideGames.com.
This is High Tide Games.
It'll be in the title.
It'll be in the title. Okay.
If we had been streaming, it would have said episode 200 at High Tide Games.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Rebecca.
I just want to throw dice at the Warhammer players back there. Can we open up? That's what I say. I was like, maybe I need
not specified. I was gonna say, do we have one of the softball-sized metal D20s? You're like, there you go.
I mean, I just wouldn't get it back. That's the problem.
That's right. You wouldn't.
Hey, this is a spin down D20. I don't need that anyways. That's why we make it out of ice and it melts.
That's right.
Speaking of which, they had that at Gen Con. They had foam trays that you could put, fill with water and put in your fridge and make dice. It's $40. By the way, that is something I will say for the first. So this was the first time I had been to Gen Con on a very strict budget. Usually there's a lot of, because it was the first time I'd gone as a single income family.
Okay.
Because, since it was literally after Gen Con 2019 is when Ashley had to leave her job because of her physical and mental disabilities.
Yes.
So that is interesting because you have to hold back the urge to be like, I want all the things, and then be like, that's really nice, but is that $30 I'm going to want to spend over at that booth? Those BattleTech minis are looking really nice. They had mats for $30.
All right.
That was a heck of a deal considering Games Workshop was selling stuff like that for $70, $80, $90.
Yeah.
They had.
That's right. We could make a budgeting podcast. Huh? What not to do?
Start a podcast. That's lesson number 1. You want to save money? Don't start a podcast.
All of the rewards apps. You think I'm joking? A couple weeks ago, combined rewards, I had $1 off per gallon of gas at Sheetz. That was awesome.
Bravo. Speaking of saving money, you know how else you can save money?
What's that?
I was about to make that joke.
She gets a prize.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't get a
No,
prize.
because she stole my
She
joke.
stole Chris's joke.
That's plagiarism. That's plagiarism, and plagiarism is wrong.
That's right. You have to knit her a 13-foot scarf.
Hey, Philip.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that we've been recording for an hour and 14 minutes on the camera.
Uh-huh.
You notice anything special about that?
Oh my God.
We had to keep changing settings, and we forgot to hit record again.
But we're recording on
Well,
here,
we're
aren't we?
recording on there.
Okay.
It just
Okay.
means it's going to be a pain for me editing because I won't have all the individual tracks.
Oh, that's gonna be so much.
Now there's like side stories going on in here.
I know, it's so crazy. We got knitting.
This is what happens when you get a bunch of nerds together.
This is 100% a D&D session.
Well, no,
all right?
you joke, but like we would have like I tried to do a Pathfinder or a Starfinder game, and then every time we were planning to do a session, I was like, guys, I don't really feel. I just want to talk. Like I haven't seen like because I'm sitting here in my basement for a week, so it's like I just want to interact with people. Yeah,
right.
That was literally me. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I should have brought out that hop game.
Yes.
The one where you have to like throw the rings in different ways. That's so much fun. One day when we do a Gen Con show, that's coming out. I'm bringing that with me. There will be audience there will be
I was just thinking like we got to bring Happy Salmon too.
Yeah, but that's
Rob's not going to be there, so no one's going to get run over. So
Are you sure?
What? Oh, Rob might be there?
No, I'm saying, are you sure that you're not going to run somebody over?
Oh, I mean, Mike's taller than me, so I might bounce off.
Hey, look, I can hit buttons too.
Yeah, you can hit buttons too, yeah. Jimmy will see me coming and he'll just put a shoulder down and I'll bounce off.
Yeah, that's where the athletics really come in.
It'll mostly be me getting run over, trying to run other people over. That's what it was.
Okay, let's grab something.
Grabbing something.
Probably not lock up, because I know Corey and Jimmy aren't going to want that one at least. Not that there's anything wrong with it. They just had it at their house for a while playing games. No, not that. That's going to... Things small enough that I can ship, I'm going to leave for things for like podcast listeners.
All right. King
Like
Domino.
while you're saying that, yeah, we got King Domino here. It's dominoes, but kind of a point scoring. Yes, for kings.
It's dominoes, but you can't eat it.
You do realize dominoes were like a... He's talking pizza.
Yeah, it's dominoes, but you can't eat it. It's crap.
And you'll be done in less than 30 minutes.
That's right.
Just like dominoes.
2 to 4 players, 15 minutes.
Hey, are you bashing dominoes over there? Put your hand down. Mike is barred from getting any more prizes.
Oh.
I don't care. I'm a quarter Italian. I don't care. I would say my mother's maiden name, which is Italian, but then that just gives away all my security questions.
Oh,
So
it does. That's right.
I just dox myself. So yeah, King Domino here.
King Domino.
It's a very strategic.
2017 Spiel des Jahres.
Yes, game of the year right here. It is.
5 years ago.
You'll notice some of these games, or most. A lot of the games are without shrink wrap, and that's because they have been played. Played. They are still in decent quality, though.
Yeah.
I will affirm that. You notice that one was still in shrink wrap.
Still in shrink wrap, yeah. That's
Got to keep the plastic on for that one.
right.
part of me wants to make a joke, but
This was already your game. You can't win it.
no. I was gonna make a joke, but nope.
Nope.
That one was gonna go slightly political.
That one's gonna go.
Yes, I'll put it in Slack later.
That's gonna be part of the bonus bits. That gets cut.
Yeah. So yeah. Anybody got jokes?
Oh.
Wait, combining what? Burger King and Domino's? I know. That's why I was like,
What? Yeah, Burgermeister.
less than 15 minutes. Or it says 15. They do love a short king. There you go. That works for Jimmy. I was going to say they're both Whoppers. I see lots of people making jokes. None of them where the audio is going to get picked up.
That's right. No one.
Doesn't stop me. You say it's my podcast, but almost everybody in this room has been on it. Oh, that's it. I should have brought noisy person cards.
Yeah, should have brought noisy person cards. I don't have any. No, I don't have any of that. What's that stuff from Dollar General? The accent spicy seasoning.
What was that?
Remember that video Ashley showed us years ago?
Oh my gosh.
Go to
Dollar General.
Dollar General. Get
Dollar
yourself
General.
an accent. Oh, we need Corey's Russian accent. You're just doing Bob.
Time and a place, Chris. Time and a place.
All you're doing is Bob.
Time and a place. Maybe last year that would have been a good joke. Speaking of which, we now have lockup. And I'm just kidding.
Oh no, because you're gonna ship that out. That's Keyforge.
Yeah, that too. You can go ahead and grab that too.
All right, we're grabbing that.
What else is up there? I didn't want it. Okay, the rest of it's good. Oh yeah, that too. I didn't see that one. That one too. Yeah, so if you're listening to this, which hopefully you are, because I don't know how you're hearing me if you're not listening to this, I've got a bunch of stuff that's not on the table. Well, some of it is, but some of it's not on the table. You saw over there, Jeremy won the copy of Fort. That was provided by Leader Games, so thanks to them for that.
Is it Fort or?
No, it's Fort.
You sure?
It's actually Fort.
Fort?
It's Fort. I mean, we're just going to do this the rest of the show. But also, Thunderworks Games donated 2 copies of Cartographer's Heroes. You don't see it up there because that is going to get shipped straight to them, which is the benefit of doing for... It was going to be live. We were going to be live.
We tried.
We tried. Twice. Oh, right. Yes. And the we have 2 images that got donated for Star Wars from Woodside Illustrations. So you're not if you're listening to this, at least go to the podcast or the YouTube version and see these beautiful. We got a Y-wing squadron here. What was the TIE on the other side? TIE squadron.
Y-wing squadron and a TIE bomber squadron.
Yes. So those will get shipped out to people as well. So that. Nobody coming up to claim the clean.
Coming up with a pun for King Domino.
No, they are. They just don't want to say it on mic or on the microphone.
It took forever for the damn button to push. What the hell?
That's as boomer as someone being like, "Oh, you play board games like Monopoly?" No.
That.
Oh my gosh.
When we went to Simon Expo?
When we were in the elevator?
Were you in the elevator with me?
Well, I think so.
With that guy?
Well, the guy was like, "What's going on? I keep seeing people with all these board games."
Yeah, and we were like, "Yeah, it's a board game convention." He's like, "Oh, are they like Monopoly? Those are coming back?" I was like, "A little more complicated, but yeah, they're coming back."
Oh my gosh, that reminds me. We were in the hotel, and we were coming down with the cart or something, and the guy the guy that was keeping track of the cart was a hotel guy, and he was just like, "Yeah, I love board games," and he's trying to relate to us, and he's just like, "Yeah, like Monopoly, man, I love that game, and like I love Risk," and I was like, "Yeah, those are good. I don't play them." To be fair, I said I was waiting for it. I forgot what I was saying.
To be fair.
Anyway, but he was like, I was like saying like, "Oh, I don't play it because my brother used to cheat at Monopoly, and my mom told us we weren't allowed to play Risk anymore because the games would take too long and they would just be set up in the house."
Oh yeah, I mean, a proper game of Risk. Looking at a couple days.
No, wait. I wasn't talking about Twilight Imperium. I was talking about Risk.
Oh, okay, well, Star Trek Ascendancy too.
That's true.
Yeah, just days for Risk.
Oh, so like the roll and write I learned. The Twilight Inscription.
Twilight. Oh, is that a thing now?
Did you see? I sent pictures. No, maybe I didn't send it in the Slack, where it's like
okay.
4 different boards you got to keep track of.
Oh Lord. Oh, gotta look at an Instagram reel, not a TikTok.
It's motion picture. Just one slice of the TikTok.
What?
Potatoes. Sorry, it was just that same tone.
What is this cinema we go to now? Ah, instantly. There we go.
Chris, you play D&D? You want to grab a D&D book?
We need a
He's
joke.
been having to sit there and listen to this all in the
He
background.
has been having.
Okay, that's true. I did hear jokes from that. Thank you.
I'm really digging some of the artwork on these games.
They're so good. If only I had told myself like several years ago that they were going to keep doing this, then I would have kept those instead. No problem. As you've seen, there is a bountiful plenty, so it's okay. If these things were just like bits of plastic, then suddenly those guys back there would be interested.
Ah, yeah.
And upcharged too. We'd have to charge them like twice what they're worth. The Games Workshop way. Well, I was saying from what we pay, or which was nothing, but 100% upcharge. There we go.
And then if we throw the Spiel des Jahres sticker on there, even more. Sandy's
go
got
for it. Go for it.
On
Yeah,
the
you
mic,
have.
on the mic.
You can sit down, or I could just start handing the mic.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. This is not my chair. I had to look it up because I'm bad like that. Once upon a time, there lived a king who was only 12 inches tall. He was a terrible king, but he made a great ruler.
I knew where this was going.
So bad. There you go.
Speaking of Sandy, can I tell a funny story about
Yes.
Chris and Sandy's place?
Yes.
And that is, hey, do you remember back when we used to play games at work during lunch breaks? We played that Bears versus Babies game. So I was like, this is no fun at all. And so I tried to sell it for like 3 or 4 conventions in a row, and nobody would pick it up. And I was like, I just want this out of the house. And then there was that Facebook story going around where like people would talk about how they just leave stuff at their friend's house.
Okay.
So if you will notice, if next time you guys go home, if you look on your game shelf, you'll notice there's a copy of Bears versus Babies. Because literally one day at D&D, I just showed up and dropped it. There was like a pile of stuff in the corner. I just threw it in the corner. That was pre-pandemic, so it's been there for like 4 years now at this point. Yeah, I saw it on there and I giggled. Oh, I'm smarter than that. I know it's been in my house. I say that. Now people are just going to start. I say that so people. You know what? I don't see a downside to this. And it's funny because Chris didn't hear any of that.
Nothing. Your hair looks nice.
Yeah, I dropped a game off at your house like 3 years ago just to get it out of mine. Bears versus Babies. Thanks for coming. Yay, thank you. See, that's the best part is because they back so many the Kickstarters and stuff. They could just believe it's just how many games are on that how many games are on that shelf that you've backed and we haven't played? Most of them, yeah. What was the Myth? I remember that. That looked really cool 8 years. Yeah. Nobody knows what that's all about.
I've done that.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, going all in on a game?
And opening it, and that's it.
By the way, I need to talk to you. Did you back the Star Trek or Stargate one with all the STL files? Okay, we need to talk later. Just that I'm not surprised about.
We need to ramp those up to about 6,000% and print. We're gonna print a Stargate.
He means a life-size one.
Okay. Yeah.
He means life-size, a 1-to-1 scale.
That's what
I was gonna make a joke, but it just it went away. Gone.
Oh no, I have
Gone
a
like
joke, but it's not gonna. It's okay. It's yeah. And see, we got good. I was looking, Sandy. We have the same phone with the same case.
Is that how bad this show's getting? Is that we're just talking about phone cases now?
Probably. Yeah. Well, it's
We're getting there.
We are getting there.
They're gonna kick us out in about 20 minutes.
See?
There's
Yeah.
still we
There's
have
still
not
a
put a
table.
dent in that. Hey, did y'all like Discover Lands Unknown? Because you notice that's on the little. It's fun if you have nothing else to play.
Wow.
Well, no, it's okay. It was $7 at Ollie's. I got my $7 worth. Now somebody else can get it for free. Yes. I've heard not great as a solo game. Somebody was talking. I was reading somewhere where they were playing it solo and to go from one side of the map to the other to get like the fire and the sticks and stuff. We don't play a lot of co-op games. Okay, I was about to say. How long were we playing Arkham Horror together? We don't play a lot of co-op games. Speaking of which, we need to get back to that. Oh, that's true. That's true. They made the Barkham Horror where you play as dog. So we played that. That was fun. It was great. But then Corey's like, I want this to be my regular character as well. And I'm like, I don't think that's what they intended. Yay!
Okay, so following on from Sandy's great idea, I cheated and looked online. So, what do bards drop when you kill them? Loot.
Ah.
So I can't decide whether to join the Bards College or the Thieves Guild. I'll just have to weigh the pros and the cons. All right, that's what we want. Okay, right, I'm done.
Are you gonna grab something?
So
I mean, I will take the free jokes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So,
Do you want it?
I'm reading the back. So it's like every copy is unlike any other in the world.
Yes. It's like Keyforge, but in a board game.
2 environments of a possible 6.
Yep.
12 characters of a possible 36.
Yep. Yeah, so no one else has this game in the world. At least that's what they say.
At least that's what they say.
Most of the world is grateful for that.
1 to 4 players, 1 to 2 hours.
I kid, but it was I kid and I bash because it's easy, but it was pretty fun. But it's one of those when we have mountains of games to play.
Yeah.
It was. Are you kidding me? That's how I play games now. Solo games have become a huge hit on like now. Well, because most people got locked up for like. The Alice is missing. That's not a solo game. No. It's just a silent game.
You should play 10 Candles solo.
You know what? I will program Slackbot, and you can play it solo.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. It took forever for somebody to say the F word to it because I had that pre-programmed to Slack for like 2 years before somebody actually said it.
That was honestly one of the because that was 19 when we were at the
Gen Con.
the hotel
Where we said Ferda and the people behind us started yelling.
and then we got the whole big room.
Yeah, because that was at the Embassy Suites.
Embassy Suites. That's the one we were at. Yeah, that was great.
What? We were at the Embassy Suites. We were playing Welcome To, and somebody said it was somebody at our table said Ferda, and all of a sudden 3 tables over, we hear somebody be like Ferda.
Yeah, and then it just kept bouncing across the whole room. It was great.
Exactly. What else?
Another
Chronicles
thing
of Crime.
that
Got another
brings
copy of
people
Fort.
together.
15. Okay. Let's see what we got left up. Oh, I got Spelljammer
got
still.
books. You got Spelljammer. Yeah,
That's true.
that's got to be
Maybe I need to just save that. I bet what? Minx. Oh, okay. Minx and Boo. You've got that what was it? Dungeon Monster, the card game that had Minx and Boo in it. I forgot what it's called.
miniature giant space hamster.
That is a sentence.
Yeah. I was just remembering, I think it was one of the, did Saturday Night Live do a weird skit about the Apple products? And they were like the iPad Micro Maxi, which is just the same size as an iPad.
We hang out too much because you've made that joke so many. The jokes have slowed.
The jokes have slowed.
I don't know. At this point, I'm starting to wonder if we just leave that for a bigger giveaway. I feel kind of guilty giving away that to someone in my D&D group when I already have said. Also, I will note, you can't get this yet. It doesn't release till tomorrow.
You've got the...
I was going to say, nobody's getting it then.
You've got the Astral Adventurer's Guide, Boo's Astral Menagerie.
Wait, what? I think it's pronounced gifts.
It's a 3-book set with a Dungeon Master screen.
Yep, and each book is equally as pretty. You're putting your dad card up on the altar here. Your dad card. You are the only of the people in this room that. No, I said I was gonna say other than me. Well, at least at these 2 tables. I know there's some over there. You're putting your Spelljammers, D&D in space. In space. Hey, wait a minute. It says on the box, Adventures in Space. Excuse me. I do believe it says several places, Adventures in Space. Yeah, that's true. It does have guns. There's a pair of guns. Yeah, what does the GM screen look like? I didn't take that one out. What are you looking at me for? Everybody's like,
Oh, we got some sort of
flying dragon thing.
whale thing. Oh, and we got
Spaceship squids.
we got spaceship squid. They look like Moya from Farscape.
Oh, there was like a gilded D&D logo in the corner.
Oh, nice with the. Sorry.
Maybe. Air and gravity. There's in case you needed to remember what direction gravity is.
180 feet.
Shipboard tasks, cheap cargo. Cool. There's a cheap cargo table. Philip, you're not in there.
I'm not in it. Dirty deeds and they're done dirt cheap.
Expensive cargo. I don't see D&D books on there though.
Nope, don't see that in there.
We might need. Yeah, that's true.
Ship quirks. Unattended tools often go missing, only to reappear 1d4 hours later in another part of the ship.
Any creature that removes itself from the ship's spelljamming helm receives a startling but harmless magical shock. Lightning bolt.
Nice. Oh, this is great.
I didn't ask how far. I said I cast firebolt.
Yeah.
Yeah. It still is. I speak from experience.
Wild.
Yeah. That says experience.
Wild
I
space
gained experience.
Oh, this is great.
I gained experience from that.
Wild space encounters. 1d6 murder comets.
Murder comets.
Yeah. Starlight.
Murder
apparition.
hornets.
A murder of crows. Astral sea encounters. 1 planetar. A green. Oh, excuse me. Green slod. I read it very quickly. I thought it said green salad. Yeah.
All right, because we're going to have to wrap this up soon. I will say, 200, 10 years-ish, give or take. Things for the future. I'm just going to throw stuff at you.
Uh-huh.
I tried to censor myself there.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw shit at you.
Okay.
And just this is...
Hey, are you pooping?
Not right now.
The thing is, a couple of them are looking at us. Why is that a soundboard?
They're just wondering how many of the other clips I still have on this computer. Because I have them all.
I loved your explanation of that. You were like, it's the exact same amount of button clicks to go highlight, save as clip as it is highlight, delete.
You don't want to know how many inappropriate comments I have from Corey. I haven't, but I should.
Mike's been recording. Heather has not.
Mike's been on the stream before, so probably not, because usually on the stream it's somewhat. And we were also in the presence of Mr. D'Amato, so he probably behaved himself. Also, I got to see Mike I got to see Mike fanboy over somebody.
Okay.
Because that was because apparently, so I got in contact with someone from Edge Entertainment. We'll hear about it on the next episode, and they just sent me a name, and I was like, "Oh, I'm interviewing someone at Edge Studios. Mike, you play you've read and played most of their RPGs. Do you want to come and help me out answering what Star Wars questions to ask, that sort of thing about their books?" And he goes, "Oh, who's the person?" And I said, "It's Sam Gregor Stewart." And he's like, "I'll be there." Yeah, it was holy shit, I'll be there. Because it turns out he's the guy that wrote Genesis, lead designer for Genesis.
Nice.
I didn't know that.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
So, yeah. You had him sign your book too, didn't you? Yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
So, but getting back to, in the next year, ish, I'm going to say stuff, but then I'm going to overpromise and none of it's going to happen. But one of the things we talked about, so a lot of
people. In the next 100 episodes.
Well, that's a good call. So one of the things I was talking about is, we do this every other week, but for the most part, you usually have Mondays off.
Yep.
We could be here playing board games because I know some people were like, I stopped listening because Colin and Cindy are gone, and there's no board game talk. Look, we didn't have significant others that were regularly playing board games in our house to be playing throughout a pandemic. So now that we can do stuff, and that way other people could we can grab other people to play games as well. But then because somebody was like, we should play Arcadia Quest, and I was like, yes. So somebody else knew about Arcadia Quest. So and then you got the Power Rangers. See, I mentioned it again for you.
That's right. That's right. The stuff that we spent all that time.
The game that we don't know, but we built all the you built all the ships
we
for.
We built everything for it. Yeah. Instead of playing the game.
You know what? Fun fact: I was probably doing the same thing unless it was a Saturday, because most of my nights have been spent super gluing stuff together for at least in the past few. Yep. Yeah. You got to roll them. That helps get rid of the super glue.
No, you just got to make the whole snakeskin thing. And then peel it off.
That doesn't work if they're together.
You get one really. There you go.
Oh, so other things. I mentioned that I need to find a new name for Tangled in the Slipstring.
Yes.
That's because I finally I'm finally in an RPG space again with my head.
All right.
So at the time I was like, I just can't do this. But I finally dusted off the brief bit of the 5e stuff I started working on.
Gotcha.
Especially because I've been reading nonstop 5e books recently, and then we went to Gen Con and played stuff, and that just revitalized it. So I will say that is coming.
All right.
We still owe patrons a game.
We do.
It will go out on the main feed. It probably won't have Colin and Cindy in it because I don't want to try it, because you start getting into time zones.
That's a whole.
We'll rope somebody into it.
We got 6 recruits.
I was panning across the room. But along that lines, and this is going to be weird because I haven't asked anybody else yet either.
We're being voluntold for something.
No, I'm not. Yeah. I do want to bring back Dirt Bags of Holding at some point.
Okay.
It would not be every week like it was, because that's so much. That was part of it. Is so much work. Editing all of that, because you do have to do a lot of editing.
Yeah.
As anyone that listened to our outtake shows, there's a lot of editing in that. And it may not be with the original people. We may have to find a second generation of Dirtbags. But that I'm thinking that might be a Patreon level.
Okay.
I think that might need to be.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Because if there's money behind it, there's more reason for me to edit it.
To get it done. Yeah, I see that.
Because then I can be like, hey guys, if you help me with this show, I'll help with Gen Con hotel costs because I'll be able to afford it.
That's right.
Sucker people in and offer them free shit like you do on the side over here.
Exactly.
So if you want prizes that I mentioned before, this is all audio stuff, so y'all can tune out. If you want prizes and stuff, feedback at boardsandswords.com. Let us know what you've enjoyed about the past 200 episodes and what you want to see in the next one. And yeah, we'll get entered in to win stuff. Yeah, let's roll the beautiful bean footage. Well, that's loud. There's a peak thing on here. I was probably messing with that.
Okay, well, it was faster. I was right here. I didn't notice that. We just started recording that too.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's been our 200th episode.
Woo!
We want to. Oh, she was on camera for a second. We want to thank our hosts, High Tide Games and Rebecca.
Woo!
You can see her. Oh, there she is. All right.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you could see the corner over there.
The corner over there. All right. If you like what we're doing, you gotta check us out. boardandswords.com/live. That's got the schedule. That's got the links to where you can watch us when we're actually live.
Not right now, though.
Not right now, though. Not tomorrow either. Maybe the next time.
Maybe. All right. Keep in mind that if you're listening to this episode 201 is probably right behind it. Live from Gen Con. You get to hear me with the deep voice because it was recorded on Sunday morning. So I was editing it. Okay, so we're here at Gen Con. But we like feedback. Feedback at boardsandswords.com, Instagram.com/boardsandswordschris. Twitter.com/Boards and Swords. Facebook.com/Boards and Swords Pod. That's all off the top of my head. That's it. Patreon. Yes, sure.
BoardsandSwords.com/Patreon.
Yeah, you said it. I didn't have to do it.
Patreon.com/BoardsandSwords.
And we will be back in 2 weeks.
That's right.
Live. I'll be on my internet.
That's right.
We'll be live. I moved the studio around, so that'll be interesting.
Oh, Lord. He changed things again, folks.
Yep. In the meantime, every gamer's got a story, and this one starts with my wife because she allowed me to be here, and she allows me to do this. She lets me go on my crazy antics, so I have to throw that in there. Yay! It's over.
Good night.